Welcome to the Good Karma Sportfishing Podcast. I'm your host, Captain Ryan Van Fleet.
And welcome to the Good Karma Success Coach Podcast. I'm your host, Melinda Van Fleet. And welcome to our June combo issue. We are releasing it a day or two early just because June 1st is when the Keys opens back up to tourist business. And Captain Ryan here has a full schedule. He'll be really busy, and I plan to be really busy as well. So we thought we would get it done tonight. And also, we had a really fun day today because we
had a fun day today. I recorded the first video that I'm going to be selling in the Good Karma fishing tackle store so that was a fun little video. It's going to be really good. It's what I said it's going to be on. I'm not sure if I mentioned it.
It's in the newsletter.
It's in the news.
Comes out Monday.
It's in the newsletter. So it is going to be my secret ingredient in the chum ball mix that I've never talked about before. I did not give out that information, and I have not until now. So it will be available for sale here in a couple days.
Yeah. So we thought we would just get both things done, our podcast and Ryan's first tutorial video done. And yeah, it's been a good day. A couple things we want to quickly mention as well, and I'll just talk, Ryan, if that's okay with you, because it's just kind of like hitting some highlights, is Ryan put a free ebook on his website, goodkarmasportfishing.com, and I did a free Belief, Action, Happiness, Growth personal challenge PDF on the Good Karma Success Coach podcast. So we were both busy during these couple months, as you probably all know, everyone has been, which has been great to hear all the fun things everyone's been doing. And those tools are free, and they don't lead into some big funnel where we're trying to sell something with 50 gazillion emails a day. So we just want to be clear about that, because I am getting so many emails, and it's been a little crazy with all these challenges that everyone's doing. And I'm not saying that that's something we will never do, whether it's me or Ryan or in combination, but I just think right now everyone's kind of on a little bit of an overload between emails and social media and Zoom calls. So I just want to call that out in case someone hasn't signed up and they would love to. We would love to have you join our monthly email list. We just do an email once a month. Each of us just do an email once a month. They come out on the first if you're on Ryan's email list, or the first Monday if you're on my email list. And we just wanted to say that, yeah, you're not going to be sold a million things. It's just our monthly newsletters. And we would love for you to be able to get the freebie and also be on our email list. And we just wanted you to know that it wasn't full of a lot of other funnels and challenges and all that fun stuff. So
yeah, for me, it's really good to know that my clients are on that. A lot of my charter clients are on that list, and that's how it originally started, was to keep people informed of what's happening. And then as the podcast grew, then I started adding some other stuff, because a lot of guys that are listening are not my charter boat clients, they're podcast listeners. So things just kind of evolved a little bit. So I shouldn't say a little bit, a lot. So I'm very happy that for the guys that signed up for the Facebook group and they signed up for the newsletter to get the information about what's happening. Try to throw in some little things there, but right now this month I'm just basically just trying to get ready to go back to a charter fishing routine here. So
busy.
So
let's chat really quick too about Facebook groups. So with your Facebook group, I know you're aiming for guys not just to post what they caught for the day, but to post also their tip and how they did it.
Yep.
So that's the thing with both of our groups. We really want to be able to share tips and tools and stories and strategies so we can all help each other. So Ryan, talk a little bit about that so everyone kind of gets the joke.
So I think it's still kind of new, guys. I started talking about it in the last podcast. So I've watched a lot of groups over the course of the years, and I'm a member of a few groups, but not a lot because I just don't like what I see in the groups and how the communication goes about. So with this group is you are more than welcome to share a fishing report with your photos. I would really love to see what you're catching. If you're using any techniques that I'm sharing, please do. And also, the group is Good Karma Sportfishing, meaning that I'd like to see some guys like start to give back a little bit. So share with other anglers, new anglers that are learning. Now, where there is some boundaries is like really pushing for questions and that kind of stuff. I don't really like. I address stuff in the podcast. I what I'm willing to share is in the podcast. That's it, and I really don't have a lot of time to answer a lot of questions in detail because I tend to go off on rants because a lot of stuff requires a lot of detail and I just don't have the time.
So that makes sense. And I hope that's clear for all the guys and girls out there in Ryan's group. And then in the Good Karma Success Coach Facebook group, which is called Good Vibes, I'm going to be sharing more of the journey because Ryan and I just signed a book deal to be co-authors in a business book series. It'll be the 4th annual edition. It's an international best-selling business book series called Brilliant Business Book. And yeah, we've been asked to be co-authors. So it's a great way to start being part of the book process, the writing process as authors. And I'm going to be posting some of that journey in that Facebook group, as well as always posting other things, podcasts, articles from Medium, etc. So I would love if you joined that Facebook group and shared some of your wins and successes and tools and tips as well. I think it would be fun. My group's a little bit more new, so I'm really looking to build it and grow it and would love to see you. So I think that's just our little bit of housekeeping.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm extremely busy. I've been, for the past 2 days, I've been trying to get bait rounded up. What a pain in the ass. It's been busy.
Yeah.
Busy, 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 busy. And bait's been tough.
So our topic this month, which kind of goes into all that, is patience.
Patience. Ugh.
Because we feel like this just keeps coming up and coming up and coming up. And
Patience.
Having patience, working on our patience is definitely a challenge. And I think most people go through it in some aspect, right?
Yes. For me, some days it's like some of the, like, I'm really good at being patient. And then there's other days I just don't have it. Honestly, I can be like the most impatient person. So, bait, for example, I can be very impatient about bait.
But you went and got some ballyhoo the other day.
Yep, I went. It was tough. I fished for 7 hours to get ballyhoo. It was extremely tough. And the ballyhoo aren't in my area very much. And it's just like, oh, it's a pain. It's a pain. So, but I sucked it up because I knew I needed some really good bait for a couple upcoming trips that I have with some guests that are really good clients. So I went and put in the time and I did what I needed to do.
So you shifted your mindset because you knew you needed to get it done and focused on getting it done.
Yep, exactly.
So I wanted Ryan to share that story because, yeah, not all of you fish. Especially if you're my audience, you probably don't fish. But it's relatable to anything. It's putting in the time and putting in the reps to get something done. And it's always been fascinating to me in this space on how, there's people out there with various courses and selling different programs. And they're like, oh, yeah, you can manifest millions within 60 days. Yeah, that's probably highly unlikely. So I love it that lately there's been a little bit more conversation about patience. I actually listened to somebody's webinar the other day. He's one of the guys I follow on Medium, and he was talking about building your lists and doing writing on Medium and then posting on LinkedIn, which is something I've already been doing. And he said, it's probably going to take you a year. And I just really appreciate that he said that because most people are not talking about that. And I do think that's something that Ryan and I talk about a lot is putting in the reps because it was years before Ryan's business really started to take off. And for me as well in sales, it's always about 2 to 3 years.
Right. And it's so funny that we were talking about this is because, I go back to like professional wrestling. I really do. I'm like I love watching Ric Flair because the guy has always got something like he has the best comebacks. And he was like, when we're getting ready to do the podcast, Linda says, talk about patience. He says, like, everybody wants to be Ric Flair, but you can't be Ric Flair overnight.
Oh, yes.
So, and then he went on with some other colorful talk. I won't get into that. So you can find, but oh my God, he's so crazy. But
a lot of wrestling in our house.
So, as you guys sit, and I know everybody that's on here, they watch a lot of other professional fishermen. Guys have been doing it for years. They're like, oh, why can't I get there overnight? Guys, it goes right back. There's always going to be somebody ahead of you. That's how it works, okay? Always. And then when you get to a point, there's always going to be somebody that's going to be ahead of you there. So, but use that as motivation to get better. Use it as like I said, man, when I heard Ric Flair said that, I was like, you had all those wrestlers that are like trying to be Ric Flair and during that time period. And how many of them made it? Not many. But the ones that stuck it out and like really worked hard, they achieved their goals. So same goes with fishing. Anybody can fish, but to achieve like what you guys are wanting to achieve by listening to the podcast is you got to put in the time and be patient. You're going to have a lot of losses and you're going to have some wins, and which are going to motivate you to like move forward. So I guess what I'm trying to say, there's always going to be that Ric Flair ahead of you. So, and I know that in my position, I know there's always going to be somebody better than me, always. So, and I suck it up, and I know, but I use that as motivation to get better every day. Mm-hmm. So I leave the ego at home, and I'm like, wow, and I respect those guys too. Those guys worked hard, man, hard. They grinded every day. They know what to do. They've learned it, and that stuff takes a lot of work. If you don't think it's a lot of work and buying a big boat's going to get you there, it's not. It's not. A big boat's not the answer to get you there.
Yeah, or going into bait and tackle shop and just spending thousands of dollars on gear that you don't know how to use yet.
Yeah.
So just take your time.
Take your time.
Learn, study, do the reps, listen to podcasts, watch YouTube videos. You have to put in the work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then someday a Ric Flair will retire. And then you'll take his spot. And then somebody else will come up from underneath you and you'll retire. And that's how life works.
It is. It's like a little food chain.
It is. Right? It is. And the guys that seem to understand that are the guys that are successful. Mm-hmm. The guys that don't, they end up getting trashed.
Yep. So just keep going. That's our point. Ryan, I really appreciate all you shared there. Wow. I hope your audience took some notes. That was amazing.
Oh my gosh.
The coaching you came out. Wow. Good for you.
I tell you.
This late at night on a Saturday, too.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm always inspired when I talk about wrestling.
Oh, that's it. His face did light up when he mentioned Ric Flair. There is a little bit of a celebrity crush there. So.
Oh my God, I wanted to be Ric Flair.
You do want to be Ric Flair.
I did. I was a kid, man. I had a high school buddy in one of my high school buddies, because we used to watch the old wrestling on pay-per-view at his house, and we watched the WrestleMania. I think it was WrestleMania 2, and he sent me a message because I posted something about Ric Flair. He says, "You know what? You always did a good Ric Flair." And I thought back, it's like, oh my God, I used to do that stuff when I was a kid. I was like, I just haven't grown up. I'm still a kid.
You're still a kid.
So.
Oh goodness. Anyone can adopt him. It's all fine with me.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. So that's our motivation thoughts for June. Just keep going. Be patient. And you know what? Celebrate the steps that you make every day. Every day, if you just make a little step and then you remember it, and then go an extra step and remember something that you accomplished that took some time and you might have been frustrated with and you forgot about. Maybe you forgot about it because you're like, oh, that happened 10 years ago. I totally forgot about it. Well, dig into your memory banks and hold on to that. And you can remember that things happen. They work themselves out. Just be patient and keep going. You can do it. Anything else, Mr. Ryan?
Now that's it. Just channel your inner Ric Flair.
Channel your inner Ric Flair. We'll leave you at that.
Have a good one, guys.
Thanks for listening.